dog is barking. It's a blistery winter day on May 21st.
22nd.
May 22nd. What day is it? Where am I? Who am I? Anyways, we're here to talk about Murph and what's the point of these hero workouts? Why do we do these insane things? So we're just gonna take it from there and talk about Murph and the point of it. So, why don't you kick us off?
So, on the eve of Murph, we were talking about why we do hero workouts. And when we talk about hero workouts, if you're not super familiar with hero workouts, they are generally harder, generally longer, much harder and much longer than our daily workouts, and they all honor a fallen veteran who has fought for our country and given the ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah, could be soldiers, military, police, fire. They make them for all sorts. They've done them for what was that kid's shooting. I forgot where that was, but anyways, they just take specific situations that really touch people, where people sign in for their family members, and they write a letter, and then they're chosen based on that. So Murph, we do for Michael Murphy. If you've heard of the movie A Lone Survivor, that's why we do this workout.
Yep. So everybody takes them a little bit more seriously, and while you're doing a WOD like this, you at least, I think all the people that we know, you tend to think about that person and the fact that they don't have the privilege of even doing this workout because they're not with us anymore. And you think about the pain that you're in and the suffering that you're doing to get through the workout, and you think this is nothing compared to what these people gave up for us and our country and our freedom. So it really makes the suffering feel like less, even than our daily workouts, because you really have a purpose for doing what you're doing. But how do you get through these? These are almost more mentally tough than they are physically tough. There's equal components of both. So how do you prepare? What's your internal conversation with yourself? And then we probably should talk about recovery after something like this, because you will be more sore, more exhausted than you would than during our daily WODs. So this is our top athlete, not only our head coach, but our top athlete at our gym. She gets through things, I think, differently than the rest of us do. She's able to push harder and endure more pain. And so what happens in your inside here when you're going through something like this? What are you talking yourself through?
My biggest thing that I always tell our athletes during Metcons or anything that we're doing, I always say, the body is strong, the mind is weak. That's what I always say. It's retraining your brain to believe that you can do these things. Your body is more than capable to press through. It's the pain sensors in your head that say, I can't do this is hurting, this is uncomfortable, I should stop, I'm panicking. So that's where I really do thrive in these more difficult workouts. I just can put my head down and keep grinding, maybe a little bit more so than other people. Not like I'm so great at it, I tend to thrive in this arena of just consistently going and pushing the pace, or keeping that steady, consistent pace. That being said, Murph can be very intimidating. So when you're looking at Murph, you think, oh my gosh, a mile of running, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, another mile of running, and I have to do it in a weighted vest, RX, if that's the way you're going to do it. Lou wants something to left. Come on, buddy.
Everybody's got to get in.
Hang on, it's not here. So anyways, when you take that workout and you look at it, you think, oh my gosh, this is too intense. The way I look at it is, it's gonna be long, it's gonna be difficult, it's not gonna feel very good, but there's not a lot of heavy weight. I am the weight that I have to move, so body weight. So right off the top, I'm thinking, that's something I can do. We are all used to doing these movements. Let alone, a lot of you guys are gonna scale this stuff. You can scale with ring rows, you can scale as a partner workout, you can put the bar on the rack and do your push-ups from there. Whatever your scale is, that's what you're going to do. There's no standard that you have to do. You're just making it challenging per person. So right off the bat, that should help you feel a little bit more comfortable. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot more workload than we do in our typical hour. But we train 365 days a year in here with proper programming. You should be prepared for this stuff. Sure, if you get shin splints and you're not ready to run 2 miles, you might want to practice running a couple months out. We've been shifting our programming about 6-8 weeks out, actually since the open.
When it's not snowing in May,
yeah, when
of
it's
course.
Not snowing in May. We've shifted our programming to adding more running, adding more push-ups, adding lots of chest to bar. So people that can do chest to bar, that's going to make 100 regular pull-ups feel a lot easier. Plus chest to bar makes it a little easier when you are doing a weighted pull-up. So things like that. If you don't have that programming accessible to you, then it's going to come down to more mental stuff. It's going to come down to a little bit more mental toughness. For us in here, we just try to prepare everybody to be able to take on a workout. Yeah. Case in point, we had 5-6 athletes do the Spartan race this last weekend. And congratulations to them. A couple of them even did the beast and the sprint back to back in 2 days. And they swore that this has prepared them for something like that. And that's just a testament to what we do in here every day, that you're being prepared for those tasks out there. It makes you better at everything you do.
Whatever you want to do, you can prepare for in here.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking while you were talking that I didn't even say what Murph is. For those of you who are unfamiliar, Murph starts out with a 1 mile run, and then you do 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, and finish up with a mile run. And there's 2 schools of thought for this. You can do it as what we call a shipper, which means you go straight through all of those reps. Mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, and finish up with the run. You always have to start and finish with the run. But some people split up all those reps into rounds, such as rounds of Cindy, like 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, and 15 squats. It ends up being 20 rounds of Cindy, I believe.
I think so, yeah. And that is the fastest way to get a Murph time.
Right.
Michael Murph did this in, it was Afghanistan?
Yes,
it was?
with his body armor.
With his body armor. And he did this workout every day, I believe. That's the myth, that he did this workout every day that he was out there. Wow. And he did it as a chipper. So he did not break it up like Cindy. So a lot of us tend to want to do it that way because you want to stay really true to it. It's not because we want to suffer more. We just, if he did that every day, I certainly can try and attempt to do this once a year.
Right, yeah, so we both do it straight through. A lot of people do it in rounds, and either way, it's very challenging.
Either way, it's honorable, and
it's completely honorable, and we are thinking about this man and all of our men and women who are in the service, giving of their time and their energy and their family time and so on, and sometimes their lives for us. So splitting it up into manageable sets is really important, and towards the end of each of these movements, you tend to start breaking it down into sets anyway. I think by the time I get to the end of the pull-ups, I'm doing 2 to 5 at a time, and the same with the push-ups. The squats, you probably start out with 50 at a time and end up doing like 12 to 25 at a time. It gets really hard towards the end of each movement. So you, in my head, I say to myself 5 more, 5 more, 5 more, or 2 more, or 1 more. If you end up doing singles, you end up doing singles. The thing is to get through it.
Yeah, you have to break them up into bite-sized pieces that you personally can manage.
Right.
For me, it's always the push-ups where I'm really, really dying. I have very long arms and a very short torso, so it makes it even more challenging for some of us.
Even those of us with short arms, it's hard. The push-ups I find the most challenging.
Yeah, that is probably the worst of it. The pull-ups I can get through. It's so early, I'm so fresh. The run, I use that as my warm-up. I tell myself, you're just warming up for the pull-ups. Then I get to the pull-ups, and then I'm like, okay, this is for me, that's the meat and potatoes, because that's the most difficult part for me is those push-ups.
Yeah.
And I try to break them up into sets of 20. So even if it's like 10 or 20, I do 20, I'm like, oh, okay, 20 are done. And then I move on.
Yes.
Once I get to the squats, for me, I try to block them out in sets of 50, and then I rotate in a different direction.
Yeah.
So if I'm standing,
It's funny, I do the same.
yeah, facing something, I'll do 50, and then I'll rotate.
Just change your view.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, oh, it's a different movement. Oh, yay, I've moved on. So it helps you, makes you feel like you've progressed in some way. And then the last run, that's like my cool down. I'm almost done. It's almost over. Put one foot in front of the other and just put your head down and grind it out.
Words to the wise, your legs will feel like they're filled with lead.
Yes.
Especially the first, 100, 200 meters or so.
Yeah.
And then things start to loosen up a little bit, but your second run is generally slower than your first run, and that's okay. Just get through it. This is when to get through as best as you can.
Yeah.
Just understanding that there's a larger purpose for this, and there really truly is a larger purpose for every workout that we do, and that is to create a more functional and healthier life for yourself.
Well, and also, likewise to the athletes that did the Spartan race, it's just such an achievement that comes from it. It's like, wow, I can't believe I achieved this.
Thank you, yes.
Every year after I do Murph, I think, gosh, I can't believe I am able to do all that. And it's just really, really awesome to see your hard work pay off when you're, when the pedal, the metal hits the rubber hits the
pedal hits the
pedal.
The pedal hits, I don't know. The pedal hits
anyway,
the road, you're in trouble. Wow.
Something happened. I totally have lost my train of
what?
thought on that one. I'm lost. Anyways, you will be very, very proud of yourself. We'll be proud of you.
Yes.
And I promise you, you can get through this.
No matter how you do it, you are doing something very difficult, and there is honor in that, in finishing.
For sure.
And speaking of finishing, recovery. This one especially, any hero workout, but Murph in particular, you want to be very conscious of your recovery. Make sure you drink a lot more fluids than usual. Consume less sugar. I know a lot of people like to celebrate after this, but sugar is going to increase your inflammation in your body, which is going to increase your pain. So a lot of people like to celebrate with their donuts and stuff, which is fine. Go ahead.
I did 3 one year. 3!
But just understand that that's not going to really help your healing process.
Yeah, and I was sore for like 7 days.
So you will be sore for probably a good week, and that's okay. Don't stop moving.
Yeah.
Don't hop in the car and drive for 7 hours, because you'll fall out of the car at the end of that journey. Keep moving. Roll out several times a day. Epsom salts baths are very useful. Vitamin E is great. Magnesium is really good for muscle soreness. Lots of sleep, lots of protein.
Yeah.
Just really, really be aware of all those little recovery tips that
also,
you use.
right after, or the couple days after, hopping on the Airdyne and just slowly pedaling out your legs, just getting that lactic acid to move.
Right.
The worst thing you can do for yourself is to do nothing.
To do nothing.
It truly is the worst.
You will want to do
thing.
nothing, though.
Yeah, you need to.
But you
don't
need
want
to
be
push
super
yourself
sore.
just a little bit. Come in, hop on the bike, hop on the rower, do a very, very light version of whatever we're doing that day.
Yeah.
You don't have to do the full WOD, but just move through something.
Back to the routine.
It will make you feel better, I promise. If you remember those first couple of weeks of doing CrossFit, it's a little like that. You're a little stiff, a little sore.
But remember how proud you're going to be.
Yes!
That pride and that joy is that's everything.
It's worth it.
So.
It truly, truly is. And every year we get nervous for Murph. We're both nervous already. You're going to be nervous the morning of, and that's because it means something to you. And every year after we're done, all of us think, wow, we just did something really big, and we're all super, super proud of ourselves. And there's this sense of, joy and celebration afterwards. Those of you who are coming, we're doing a 9 and 10 o'clock class on Saturday the 25th, this Saturday. Those of you who are coming to that first class, if you can stay for the second class to cheer on the people who are doing it, they will so appreciate
so
it.
much knowing that somebody is there encouraging you and supporting you.
Yes.
And it's just, that you're for them. It just it means a lot.
And
when
bring
we're doing
friends
stuff
and
like that.
family to cheer you on, to hang out, to sort of see what we do and see how amazing you are. All of you guys are incredible.
Yeah.
No matter how you do this workout, we are so proud of you for taking it on, and we're proud of you every day.
Yes, we cannot wait to have you. No matter what, there's a scale in place. We'll turn it into a partner workout. Don't be intimidated. It's going to be so much fun, and we can't wait for Saturday, guys. So get your rest, eat your protein, drink lots of water. We'll see you Saturday morning. Come 20 minutes early. Come 20 minutes early and warm up on your own. Warm up is going to be on the whiteboard, and we're going to.
So if you're doing the 9 o'clock class, get here at 8:30. If you're doing the 10 o'clock class, get here at 9:30. Take a look at the board and start warming up yourself.
Yeah. All right, guys.
So
thank you so
bye.
much.
Love you.
Love you.